What is good, Raider Nation? Is your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video. This video we're going to touch on the Week 8 preview, Las Vegas Raiders against the New Orleans Saints. Before I get started on that, anybody that is new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, let's jump right into it. Now the 2-4 Las Vegas Raiders will be on the road against the 2-5 New Orleans Saints. And this game should really show us whether or not the Raiders have a chance of getting back into the push for the playoffs. The Raiders this season have yet to win back-to-back games, and this game is really a perfect opportunity to change that and give this team a real momentum boost heading into the second half of the season. The New Orleans Saints are coming off of a bad loss on Thursday Night Football against the Arizona Cardinals, where just in general on offense they had a very sloppy performance, with quarterback Andy Dalton throwing 3 early interceptions. I mean, at the end he did finish with 4 touchdowns and about 350 yards passing, but it was not enough for the victory. And when you look at New Orleans, especially on the offensive side of the football, that's really been one of their biggest issues, and that has been the turnovers. Just in general as a team, they are last in the league when it comes to turnover margin. So these guys are throwing a lot of picks, getting a lot of turnovers on offense, and they're not getting enough on defense. Overall, you look at this roster, they have a talented roster. Just looking on the offensive side of the football, they have good skill players like running back Alvin Kamara. They got the young rookie wide receiver Chris Olave, a guy who I really like. I think he's got a bright future in this league. You got a do-it-all type of player in Taysom Hill. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball, he can catch the ball. He's a jack of all trades. And when you look at the Saints, you look a little bit closer in terms of them being able to move the ball. In terms of yards, this offense is actually a top 10 offense when it comes to passing yards. They are ranked 8th in the National Football League. So look, these guys, they can move the ball. It's just they have been careless with the football. And this is where it really will get interesting for me, because with all this being said, I am curious to see how our defense will shape out in this game, how they will perform in this game, because we are a defense that we give up a lot of yards as well. We are ranked 24th in the National Football League when it comes to passing yards, and we are ranked 31st when it comes to getting turnovers. So this is really going to be a game where it'll come down to who has the bigger weakness thus far. Will the Saints turn the ball over on offense, or will this defense not be able to get turnovers in this game? And touching on the defense for the Las Vegas Raiders, look, this season I haven't been too hard on the defense, at least compared to the offense, and that's really just been because, you know, you look at the offense, the amount of money we've invested in the offense compared to the defense. You look on offense, we extended quarterback Derek Carr, we paid Devontae Adams, we traded assets to get this guy, we signed Darren Waller to a contract extension, making him one of the highest paid tight ends in the National Football League. You know, with all this money invested into the offense, you know, you're gonna have very high expectations for the offense, and for us to invest that much more money on the offense compared to the defense. And look, just in general, I think we have more talent on the offensive side of the football compared to the defensive side of the football. And although this defense has not been perfect, look, there's definitely been times where they made some key plays and gave us a shot, gave this offense a shot to win certain games. So I'll give them credit on that. But I will say, you know, I do expect more from Patrick Graham and this scheme that he has, the multiple scheme. You know, and especially in this game, I think the defense, we're gonna have to see a little bit more from the defensive side of the football. Also, I look at how we played against the Houston Texans on the defensive side of the football. I wasn't impressed with that performance at all. You look at Houston's offense, I think they're a pretty limited offense. You know, they got that running back Damien Pierce, which was, to be honest, the vast majority of their offense. They got Brandon Cooks, they got the other wide receiver that got injured. So they're a team that I look at, they don't have a crazy amount of talent. Their quarterback, you know, he's a mid-level quarterback. And you look at that game, man, that offense was going toe-to-toe, keeping up with our offense up until the fourth quarter, where that's where Josh Jacobs and this offense essentially put the game away, and Houston was down by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. And Davis Mills, he's trying to get Houston back into the game, trying to throw it deep, and he makes a boneheaded pass, and that's where Teron Harmon, shout out to him, I like how he's looked in the secondary thus far, but he makes a big play, gets the pick 6, so it looks the final score looked a little bit more lopsided, but when it comes to the defensive side of the football, in last game I was not super impressed. And I think this is a game where if we want to win this game, I think this defense is going to have to find a way to limit New Orleans, and essentially I think we're going to have to get at least 1 or 2 turnovers to win this game. And focusing on the offensive side of the football, look, I expect us to continue to do what has worked best for us. And what has that been? That has been the run balance approach, feeding running back Josh Jacobs, using Devontae Adams in the play action to move the chains. It looks like Darren Waller, he may be back for this game. We'll just have to see. And if he does come back, I really hope this guy can produce, because thus far this season he has really underperformed and really underwhelmed us with his play. As I mentioned earlier, New Orleans is a team that they're the worst in the league when it comes to turnover margin. This defense hasn't done a great job at getting turnovers, so we have to find a way to take care of the football. Don't turn the ball over. New Orleans defense too, they are one of the worst teams when it comes to giving up points in the National Football League, ranked 31st in giving up points, and they have given up 200 points in 7 games this season. You do the math, that's about 28.5 points per game, almost 30 points a game these guys are giving up. With that being said, this offense needs to be able to get touchdowns on the board, especially when we get in the red zone, which has been an issue for the Raiders for quite some time. Luckily, that did not happen against Houston. Once we got into the red zone, we were pretty effective running the ball with Josh Jacobs, getting it into the end zone. Let's hope that trend continues. Now, overall, playing at New Orleans, playing in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, it's not the easiest place to play. That stadium can definitely get rocking. They got a good home field advantage. And just in general, those early East Coast games with the time change and everything, in the recent history for the Raiders, those have been games that have costed us, that we've had a tough time winning those games. I hope the Raiders don't go overconfident into this game, because overall, you look at New Orleans Saints, they're a team that have a very talented roster. As I mentioned with the offensive side of the football, also on the defensive side of the football, they got the safety Tyrann Mathieu, they got Cam Jordan, they got a lot of different guys on the defensive side of the football. And this team, they're kind of like us in certain sense, where they have shot themselves in the foot in a lot of their games, so they could easily have had a better record than they currently have at the moment. But when I look at this game, the more I analyze this game, I think this game is really going to come down to which team will make that big mistake that will cost them the game. I definitely see this being a close game, a one possession type of game, and it's going to come down to that crucial turnover. I really think so. And this is where, on the defensive side of the football, I want to see this defense step up. I want to see Patrick Graham make adjustments with this defense, especially with this multiple scheme. You know, it's supposed to be a defense that series by series we're supposed to make adjustments. And you know, definitely throughout times of the season, there's been times where we have not made those adjustments, at least in a timely fashion. Against the Titans, you saw that. Also, you can make the argument against the Chiefs, we didn't make a crucial adjustment, which was Travis Kelce in the end zone. I want to see this defense step up. I think we're gonna have to get a turnover or two in this game on the defensive side of the football to win this game. On offense too, we're going to have to find a way to get the ball into the end zone, take advantage of this New Orleans Saints defense that has been very vulnerable to giving up points, and keep doing what has been working for us. Let's run the rock. Let's run this offense through Josh Jacobs and the rushing attack. Overall, this is a must-win game, and I know it seems like every game for this team has been a must-win situation, but you know, that's just because of the hole we dug ourselves early into the season. The margin of error is not very great for this team. We have to find a way to win this game some way, somehow, because if we lose this game after beating the Houston Texans, going 2-5, I mean, it's almost like we're back to square one with this team. We have to find a way to get back-to-back victories, get closer to 500, and really build some momentum for this team moving forward. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below, who do you think will win this game? And also let me know what you guys think will be the keys to getting the victory on Sunday for this team. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one, Raider Nation. Peace.